miss with a dozen roses. Such would astound you, the joy of children laughing around you. These are the makings of you. It is true, the makings of you.
Okay, hey, was you a kid or an ice? No, seriously.
Mom, it's your vegan.
Look who we from. Now look who we at. Brainiac seen as a maniac. I'm an insaniac. Organized black and a maniac. I'm black on black, rockin' black on black. That's black on black on black on black on black. I spit that aphrodisiac. How could I not come and make me an easy stat? Look, went on hiatus, it was a decision. Burn down the building to rebuild the vision. Family life is insaniac. Don't slack, never hydroplane. No pain, no gain. And fuck it, I want torture, scorcher. Carry the cross of my culture. Never seen her smoking microphone. That I didn't know, prone to the devil's own phone. Take a deftone bone till her breath gone home. To the provolone throne in my chromosome. If I step into your cipher, sword swinging at your head. Know that I ain't stopping till your king is forcing men are dead. I'm a family man, don't give a motherfucker about no friends. Unless we talking about how we finna break these curses and make this bread. I'ma take this, baby mama break this bread. If a nigga want a piece, he can take this lead. Said what I said, I did what I did. Karma's a bitch when you give what you give. I'm a silverback dragon, my knuckles to show it. Calling the wind, I'm a king and I know it. Insaniac black, maniac black, and a maniac black. Insaniac black, maniac black, and a maniac black. Just the return of the beast. Walking the most and I'm talking the least. Classic like khakis with cuff in the crease. So them boys got the dough that I'm bringing the yeast. Bodies be feeding the feast. All of them thought they could eat in the streets. I'm ready for war, but I'm praying for peace. I tell God move the peace and put me off the leash.
That's how you start the show off. Okay, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of Do Not's Radio Place when Knowledge is Born. Your host, Knowledge One Alive. We got a special guest by special request. Okay, so just the same way he melted that microphone right there, he melt microphones all over the world. You understand what I'm saying? So whether he in Chicago, whether he in PA, or whether he down in these muddy marshlands of Orlando, he got the flow, he got the consciousness. He got the time. He got the energy. He does it all. I seen him with a camera. I seen him with a microphone. I seen him carrying a building while walking on some crates at the same damn time. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some, present to others, one of the most versatile MCs and men that I have the honor of knowing. Give it up for my brother, Jalliqq Amir, in the building. Peace and blessings to you, brother. How you feel?
Hey, feeling great, man. Blessed to be alive.
Word up, word up, word up, word up. So musical influences from you, music period. Like, who did you hear? What was you listening to when you decided to pick up this spear and chuck it at some paper and it, you bleed all over the paper. You understand what I'm saying? You made the paper bleed and start doing what you was doing.
When I was a buck, right? Pops took me in the whip. We going for a ride. He told me close my eyes, right? And then you just start hearing that yeah, man. You got to give it up to the god Rakim. You know what I'm saying? You know, KRS-One, Rakim. Those are the two MCs that I was first like really taught about. That really had me like rocking in a point like, all right, I want to do this thing. You know what I mean? Especially rock. You know, because that was the joint I was playing in the house the most. You know what I mean? Like we was listening to that every day. You know, and even just the beat. Just, you know, again, man, my pops was a big influence because he just like, all right, put on something, all right, go. You got something for this? You got something for that? You know what I mean? So just like in those car rides, you know what I mean? Just in the whip, listening to the OGs of it, you know, the godfathers of it. You know, I feel like that's probably why my style is how it is, you know, because like that's how I was taught in that caliber, you know. So yeah, I would definitely say, you know, big ups to those two. Biggie's a huge influence, you know, when it come to how, you know, we use the intrinsic rhyme. You know, he's the master of that to me. So when it comes to like busting it down intrinsically, like I would say that's probably where I get that from. Uh, you know, and of course, bro, like every member of the Wu is a different type of inspiration. They've always been inspiration to me, man. One of my favorites, you know, as you know, and see testify, man. So yeah, bro, I would say like that my influence definitely come from that group in that time.
Definitely, definitely. So shout out to Pops. I know Queen Mother Monduke was in the building. You understand what I'm saying? And anything that I see you on, anything I ever seen, Monduke is right there. Yeah, that's my son. You understand what I'm saying? That's my son. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, yes. So, you know,
As she
those two
should.
polarities, right? How does that shape and mold you as a writer? You know, as a performer, as a host, and the multitude of things that you do, knowing that you know both hemispheres of your being, you know, your moms and your pops, large influences and biggest supporters of what you create.
It ties into the confidence, I would say. You know,
Mm.
like when you got that type of support behind you, you know, and it go even deeper than that, you know, because my lady be at the shows, that be the one,
Right.
you know, you heard the one who was messing up all the audio in your videos, screaming as high as she
Yeah.
there, you know what I'm saying? So between her, mom's, pops, you know what I mean, and my people who come out, you know, from friends, even coworkers and all that, bro, like, but it all come down to I was raised with people who believed in me. So, you know, ain't really nothing can nothing about tell me shit about nothing about what I can and can't do, man. You know, because even past, you know, like they told me, and it wasn't like, you know, like yeah, you know, like you can. It wasn't nothing. I would say fantasy about what they would say I could do. You know, they ain't got me out here believing in fairy tales and all that type of stuff, bro. But truly, that what is inside of me is special to me, and it needs to be shared. And you know, only I can do what I do the way that I do it, and only I can, you know, put to practice the teachings that were given to me. So you know, it almost come down to a responsibility, you know. So especially I would say like the state of which the game is right now, definitely a responsibility, you know, to keep the element of hip hop, the boom bap element alive, you know what I'm saying, and
Mhm.
kicking today, you know, be it less mainstream or whatever, we need that, you know, and that's what I come from. So I'm loyal to that. You know, I'm always loyal to that. So, and that just fuels it because you know it's like, all right, so whatever, doesn't matter what I do, it's always going to be a little out the box of what's considered the norm right now. Long as I'm doing what I'm doing, what I was taught, you know. So staying true to that is the easiest thing.
Epic right there. Epic, epic, epic. So when would you say, well, this is a two-part joint. How did you break into the Harrisburg scene as an artist, and then how did you break into this Orlando scene as an artist? But when did you first discover your own identity as an artist and say, I'm gonna wield my sword and mic in this kind of way? What was like a defining moment for you in that way?
Hmm. Um, let's say, bro, like I've been on stage since I was 10, man. For real, for real.
Mhm.
Um, in Harrisburg, like I started doing karaoke nights and shit like that. You know, I was actually singing before I was rapping. But
Okay.
I'd say around 12 is when I started like rapping, and we started doing like competition in the city. And even when I was like 12, I was like placing like third, you know what I mean, like in the city, like with all the, you know, all the grown niggas and shit. And even now, like that, like the dude that I battled, like first handed me my first L. We actually reconnected. He works for Wu-Tang Radio now. And like we found each other. I was like, bro, like I remember you. You know what I'm saying? I know you remember me. He's like, yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? He remembered me from Shorty. You know what I mean? But that's how I kind of got started out there, you know. And I moved here when I was like 20. And it was just going out one night to a local event, the Respect the Mic open mic in Orlando. It's Orange's Media's joint. Shout out to him. And I had my first feature performance in Orlando there. Respect the Mic. And from there, you know, like I opened up for KRS-One out here in Orlando. Back when it was like still the backstage out there. You know, I don't know if you remember the backstage. KRS-One came backstage on the on his Hear Me Now tour. And I opened that joint out here. And you know, since then it's just been you know, went on a little hiatus for a little minute, you know, had my son, you know, was focused on that for a minute. You know, we gotta do that. And but I would say defining moment of like, nah, this is the lane where I gotta stay in, you know, like experiments have been experiments and this is the formula. I would say that was probably a couple years ago, the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Actually, when I brought the joint out right here, matter of fact, we got the 50th patch right there. They did a joint in Orlando, and Sidney Poitier reached out to me and asked me to do a set on the show that he was putting together at Austin's Cafe. And we had our own like Orlando tribute to the 50 years of hip hop. And I would say it was definitely that set. That was like the first time I was coming back from being a dad. And I was like, that was the first time I touched the mic like in public since then. So I was like coming off of that hiatus. But it was just the electricity of that show, man, like that energy in the building, because it was us in there. You know what I'm saying? It was you know, the OGs, the boom bap niggas, and you know, the people who really rock with me. You know what I mean? So it was, bro, that was just a night, man. I still think that was like probably my best performance ever, man. I was just, and that video is up on YouTube. Y'all can go peep that. You know, it's like 15-minute set. And me and my man Kevin Nova, that you saw at the Master Killer, say he went on after me. He with me on that joint too, and ate it up, man. You know, like we just had him rocking in another way. You know, and it's different lane like that. You know, and you come in and I made it a point that show. I was like, bro, like I want to do all new music. We ain't doing nothing that we had out before. Like we gonna come out, we gonna hit them with 4 new joints. So we just came out and did 4 songs that nobody had heard before, but you wouldn't even be able to tell, man.
Right.
You know, it was just that electrified in there. And ever since then, bro, that's like immediately after that I started competing. And you know, my first joint out, we won, you know what I'm saying? And then since then, I won probably like 10 more times. I think I'm at 11 right now in like the last 2 years. So, you know, we've just been doing it, bro. And that's kind of how, you know, all of y'all came to heard of me from, you know, competing and doing that thing, you know, how Ills heard of me and how I wound up on the ticket, you know what I mean, where you saw me at.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's still one of the greatest hip hop moments of my life. You understand what I'm saying? Like I walk in, and I definitely want to hear your recollection of the night. Like I walk in, you on stage, melting the stage, right? I'm like, bam, I'm in the building. for the set. I'm like, all right, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I cover the building, get to see you rock, and then you bounce, and then you come back with, with Nova. You understand what I'm saying? I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, say then I seen you with Ills. Then I seen Nova and him and his queen on the train. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I was like, yo, the show, this is the show. Like, y'all missing the show. Y'all missing the hunger. Y'all missing. I'm like, yo, this is what Orlando got going on over here. You understand? West Palm Beach. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this is real hunger. It was a beautiful, masterfully put together hip hop experience that led into one of the greatest hip hop nights. You understand? Slash mornings all together. Like it was crazy. The crowd was engaged. Everybody was involved. All of that. Like they rushed the stage. Like, all right, yeah. I was like, so just the energy, the vibe, the performance, the selections, all that. Like you said, you know, there was no way in the world I didn't know that everybody ain't know the songs and all that. You understand what I'm saying? Like it was reverberating throughout the whole night. And then, you know, uh, when Killer, his openers came on, and then when he finally hit the stage, you understand, like it was a whole nother level. But y'all had set the tone in the bar. Normally, you go to the joints, you see the people who open up. It's like, all right, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, all right, whatever. Hell no, it wasn't none of that going on. It was true hip hop. It was true to form for that particular show. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to hear your thoughts from your perspective in regards to what that night meant to you, and then like kind of leading up to.
Now that night was it's kind of crazy how that whole thing happened, man, because it was like a whole thing where I had a conversation with Ills, and he was actually say talking like he had he had someone who was available for booking, so, and I was like, oh word. I was like, all right, well, let me talk to my peoples and shit, and we gonna fucking, what I'm saying, we gonna pull that and we gonna get that going. But literally, like, in the time that it took me to make that phone call, the man Mike Mark was like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? So when it came back around, so I knew the show was coming, so I was looking out for it. I was waiting to hear when it was coming and when it was going to be. And when I seen it, I hit up Ills immediately, like, yo, who do I talk to about opening in for this? So he linked me with Mike, and, we talked, went through the process of exchanging music, and, bam, did it like that. Thing about me, though, I'm a team player, bro, so when I see shit like that, I call Nova. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, bro, that's my brother. So if ever I got something that's going on that's big like that, that's hot like that, nah, bro, you got to get in on that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't get your own set, you're going to be on my set, but you're going to touch this stage and you're going to share this with me. You know what I mean? We're going to do this together, and that's just how we rock. So, I called Nova, and they actually still had another spot open. So I told, listen, bro, go ahead and lock this in, man. And, Mike loved him. Ills loved him. So it was we just went from there, And like leading up to that, it was just like, I wanted to come out and do something in a way that was definitely reflective of opening a Wu-Tang show, and that's where if you see footage, like you got him coming out with the severed head, and what I'm saying, the Jason mask, and the scary movie intro, and just setting that tone for the killer MC who, what I'm saying, prays on the mumble rapper and the weakness and weak niggas in the game and shit, because you know how I feel about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? What I mean? Everything has its place, but we like the real and the raw, and that's what we here to bring. So, And even still, like, that was Nova in the mask. So he even still helped me do that. You know what I mean? And it was just immediately, like, you talking about energy. Like, even at the start of the show, it wasn't a crazy amount of people when I got on stage. But energy there. You know what I'm saying? Energy there. Everybody ain't on spread. Y'all all up in here on the stage, getting it. And slowly but surely, man, I just see all the space just start filling in. Almost like everybody was outside just waiting for something to happen. You know what I mean? And then by that time, bro, like, I say by my second song, man, now I'm done blacked out and I'm just in it. You know? Cause like you trying to reach that point, you know. We ain't being up here thinking, I'm just trying to be in that zone. You know. So once the moment was taken in, man, and then we just hit that zone, you know. And it was like you said, man, like I said, like that confidence, you know, like I got my people in the building. Mom Dukes is over here. I got my uncle in here, you know what I'm saying? My girl's over here. Oh man, ain't nobody telling. I'm bulletproof, baby. You know, and at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've already paid my tribute to like the respect the neck. You know what I mean? Respect off the bat with the head. Now we going forward. You know what I'm saying? And we got to bring Nova out here and do this. And me and Nova is doing the thing, man. And when me and him do it, bro, it's always special. You know, y'all always get something special, always get something new every time. You know what I mean? And I really felt like everybody who was out there appreciated what they got from us that night. You know, and like you said, you know, like my set finished, and you know, just like we do so many times, boom, all right, no balls in your court, pass it, let's go. You know, and we got to come out, and then I come back out and do the songs with him. Like those songs that we do right there, those are like our newer joints that me and him have together. And like the my favorite joint is the Rebel State of Mind. You know what I mean? Like when that joint come on, man, like nah, middle fingers in the air, everybody, let's get it. Who want it with the rebel, the rogue one? You know what I mean? And we just go, you know what I'm saying? Like that's one of my favorite verses, like period. Like our back and forth on that, man. I fucking love that shit. And after the show, it was like, as soon as they said, you know, like, oh, Killer's over here, you know, because like we knew about the meet and greet and all that. Everybody ain't know. But you know, so we immediately headed over there when he got off the stage, and it was kind of funny, bro, because it wasn't that many people in front of us. But right when we got to the front, it was like, all right, one more person get to go in. And me, Killer. I was the next person in line. They opened the door. I was like, yeah, whatever. Come on, bro. like, we a group. We going in here, bro. We both opened this joint. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we've actually both got to have the opportunity to chop it up with him and meet with him, you know. So the whole night was just, you know, it wasn't going to get more perfect than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to open the show, see one of your legends set fire to absolutely everything, you know, and then you get to chop it up and meet with him, get the autograph, get the pictures, you know what I'm saying? And it was all love, you know. And even when I was at the Wu-Tang show later, he seen me, he recognized me because you can't miss this. You know what I'm saying? And I was close enough, he seen me. Yup. I told you I was gonna make it. You know what I mean? So nah, bro, it was dope. It was dope, man. Like, you know, and it was something that I told everybody, man, you need to get out here and see this, bro. Because the Wu-Tang at the Abbey, bro, that's not gonna happen again. Y'all need to get up out here and see it, man. You know, and even a couple years ago, bro, Ghostface was supposed to be here too, man. I was on that joint, but that joint didn't wind up happening. You know what I mean? But even still, it's like you can expect if they coming into town, you know, I'm trying to get in there somewhere. You know what I mean? So if you know they coming, you know, you better hit a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear you, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Hey.
Yeah, I said I'm gonna definitely strive to set up something with Killer Priest. So definitely.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be something crazy. All right.
Hell yeah.
So I'm there at the joint, and you know the openers, you know his official openers come out. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. You know I was carrying the album around the whole night. You understand what I'm saying? The whole night, like so. I'm like, he gonna see it. I don't care if he don't sign it. He gonna see it. He gonna see me with the joint. You understand what I'm saying? Like I ain't got a Wu-Tang shirt on. I got a Master Killer shirt on. You understand what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? So I'm out there, universal flag, both doing what I'm doing, blah blah blah. So I see y'all rock. I see everybody rock. I see him. I see the openers come out. Then they close the curtains. Right. So when they close the curtain, something just is like, yo, just start chanting, Wu Tang, Wu Tang, Wu Tang, Wu. So I start chanting, and then the crowd they look at me like I was crazy. They start doing the joint with me. So now it feel like it's 4,000 people in the joint. Like we in the stadium, but we, like you said, we still in this intimate setting. It's people in there, but you know everybody come alive. Yeah. So I can see his face when he come out, like, oh, okay. This shit is happening, right? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, so he come out on fire. He come out on charge. So I'm like, we about to get all of this fire because he come out on charge. So, you know, he do his joint. Everybody going crazy. We going word for word with him and all that. He look back like, oh shit, y'all fuck with this. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, this crowd is nuts. So me and the DJ, we doing our own 1 2 going back and forth and shit. So when he brought out Mama Cherry, you know, RP to A-Song Unique, you understand what I'm saying? When he brought out Mama Cherry, I was like, oh, they about to do my joint. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm like, oh, this is it. Everybody going crazy. I'm going nuts. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm going nuts. And then at the end, everybody was striving to get a picture with Mama Cherry. So I'm literally grabbing people's phones, like, nah. Like I don't even want to see the little selfie thing. Like, nah, I got you. So it really looked like I'm facilitating this joint, right? I'm thinking Killer gone. I'm like, all right. Everybody got a picture with Mama Cherry. I ain't get no picture with Mama Cherry because I was so busy holding everybody's phone, taking everybody's picture. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, all right, we got to get her out of here. You know what I'm saying? So she got up out of here. So I figured she left. So I'm like, Killer gone. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, people was walking back where y'all was at, right? And, you know, one of the people that I took the picture for, he was like, oh, I know you want him to sign that album. I was like, well, you better go in there now. You understand what I'm saying? So they told me, yo, you better go in there now. So I walk in. And as soon as I walk in, they're like, yo, God, you the last one. So when they said that to you, if I didn't already do all of that, I would have missed the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You know, I walk in and there go to God. You understand? I'm like, the high chief Jamel Reef takes the stage. You understand what I'm saying? So we go in there, add on. You know, I put my universal flag down. So we just adding on building, right? And I put the album down. He's like, yo, you want me to? I forgot. The whole reason why I was there, outside seeing you perform, was to add on with the God. I wanted to get an interview. I forgot everything. I just was in the zone. We adding on building. He was like, yo, you want me to sign the album? I'm like, what? I kind of, you know what I mean? I'm floating back and forth in between the joints. So it was really bugged out seeing the whole thing, you know, kind of transform and, you know, lay out. So he hit the joint. DJ hit the joint. Everybody hit the joint. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, this is crazy. Like, they looking at me like, you want me to sign? Hell yeah, I want you to sign. What are you talking about? Like this is a whole event right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of the illest joints ever. And I've been to a lot of joints, concerts and all that stuff all over the planet. But this was like the most intimate and the most memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, most memorable experience right there. So, you know, that was me conspiring. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, I'm gonna meet the guy. I don't care what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? What's happening and all that. So
But I was on the same shit. I was like, bro, like, we open this motherfucker. We going. What you mean?
Word up.
Like, nah, bro. And that was like, I was glad that I got to see him at the smaller venue before him at the arena.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was I was just grateful because just like the more one-on-one, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the arena joint was crazy, bro. Because even like when you that close, bro, like, and even the boy next to me, he was like, bro, it feels like it's just a concert for us.
Right.
Like, not for real though, because like in my video, 6 people right here.
Right.
Like, it's like a intimate joint. Like, I look behind me and it's like 50,000 people. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't even here right now. We locked in, son.
Right.
Bro, what I learned, like from those 2 nights, and bro, like the knowledge that I gained on like how to MC. Like, that ain't something that you learn from listening. You gotta watch, you know. You gotta watch to like really like move that crowd. You know what I mean? You gotta so like I've seen up close and personal, you know, just like I said, I was taught KRS-One and Rakim. I got to open for KRS-One, you know, and then, you know, I got to see Rakim VIP in the first row. You know what I mean? So it was like those circles and already came around, you know, and, you know, and I got to learn from them on a physical level, you know, not just audibly. You know, Wu-Tang, I got to learn from them on a physical level, not just audibly. You know, and it's just like with each one of these things that I see, bro, it's just like I'm just looking just sharpening that thing, man. It's just, bro, it's so inspirational. So inspirational. You know, and it's just like got me in the mood where I just want to keep going to shows and keep soaking that in. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we got Cypress Hill, Lupe about to come over here, you know what I'm saying? With the far side. We gotta slide out to that and all that, man. Just keep absorbing it, you know? You gotta keep absorbing it. And that energy specifically, that era specifically, you know, keeping that alive, man. Like, that's what we on right now. That's what we on right now.
That's what it is right there. So I'm gonna play a joint, man. I'm gonna play a joint with you and Nova. You understand what I'm saying? What joint I got right here? Yeah, play this joint and we'll be right back.
Same thing, dreams, real life, same thing. This was for the money, same thing. Yeah. Came a long way in a short time, working overtime, always on the grind. Over seasons here, summer's all mine. Putting numbers up like the combine from the ground up. Check the archives, been through hard times. This is our time, where I come from. State of sunshine, state of gunshine. Fuck the other side, I'm the one they call to get it done right. Stillmatic, all I need is one mic. Far as love life, got one type. Stacking money, making sure my funds right. Know I'm worth about $1 billion ones, right? Give it time, I'ma get it just right. Life's a bitch, but I treat her just right. Hit it once, but she made me come twice. Yeah. No matter the time or place, my hunger's awake, I'm a beast. Life ain't a race, I'm setting the pace. I'm making these moves for me and my team. Study the game, I pave my own lane. I'm aiming for changes that I wanna see. I know I'm good, but that ain't enough. If I wanna be great, then consistency's key. Checking the count, got 200,000 by the end of July. I'll be looking at 3 foot on their neck, applying the pressure. Swear I'ma get this shit by any means. I'm with my lady and she just as crazy. I'm king innovation and she is the queen. That's how it's gotta be, building a dynasty. Can't let nothing come in between. Dreams, real life, same thing. Hustle every day to maintain. Straight up out the floor, the fish tank. Got no other choice but get paid. Dreams, real life, same thing. All the sacrifices I made. Stayed in my own lane, I won't change. Married to this game, I don't play.
I'm the O&E, ain't a near another nigga owning me. Never walk around town talking woe is me. Got a flow like Poseidon, I own the sea. See the tide rolls in when I goes in, roll out when I stroll out. I'm chasing my dreams, even when no one would blame me for taking another route. Fuck what you talking about. Plan BB only for pussy, addicted to grinding, you ain't gotta push me, nah. Hop a 10 grand on myself in a month. Nothing can stop me, I'll get what I want. Testing and stressing the lesson, undressing the blessing, and I'm manifesting. Don't let obsession pervert your progression. I grind like I fuck, I do both with aggression. All of these years of oppression to tell you why we in the streets with a weapon. Burn down the booth when I'm done with my session, so nobody question my line of succession. I know I'm chosen, my focus been frozen. I see the horizon, I'm walking the road.
I came from the bottom, now no one can top him. I'm labeled a problem, my soul can't be sold.
Jobby the prophecy, Stephanie got me in Solomon, keeping my eyes on the goal.
I started innovation with pure motivation of being the greatest. I'm taking what's dreams, real life, same thing. Hustle every day to maintain. Straight up out the floor, the fish tank. Got no other choice but get paid. Dreams, real life, same thing. All the sacrifices I made. Stayed in my own lane, I won't change. Married to this game, I don't play.
Fire. Fire, 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 fire.
That's that shit. Man, we was out in Chicago with that joint, man. They was loving that shit out in Chicago, that joint, man. Where was we at? I think it's called the Forge. I think it's called the Forge. Out Chicago, we was out there, man, and we took home the dub for that one too. Fire set. That was one of Nova's stroke of geniuses right there. You know, came to me with that. Like, yo, let me get a verse on here. And I like bro, I remember when I spit that shit when I spit it, you see this look go on his face. And I got done with it, right? And I was like, fuck that look on your face, bro. Like, you don't like that shit? He was like, nah, bro, I just wasn't expecting that. Like, well, all right, then. You know? Nah, it was definitely a different lane than what I usually take. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's used to me going like, you know what I mean? Like firing off on that shit. When I took it that route, he was like, "Is some shit," you know what I mean?
Surgical sniper status.
You know what I mean? That's why I like that joint, man. That's my shit right there.
Now, you as an artist, how would you describe your style?
My style.
Yeah, because you talk about everything. You understand what I'm saying? Versatility.
I would
the consciousness is there. The game is there. Like all of the influences.
If I had to put it in one word, I would say classic, man. I'll say my style is classic. You know, like when I'm writing, I'm consciously writing about things that, you know, are relevant, you know, but in a way that feels like home. You know what I mean? If I had to say it like that, in a way that feels like everything, you know, like hip hop did when it was still hungry. You know, um, I would say definitely substantive. I consciously stay away from rapping about money, cars, clothes, and hoes. Yeah, I mean, you might, you know what I mean? Like, you'll hear me talk about some paper because, you know, paper's that paper. But
Yeah.
there's certain things, man, that, you know, it's just like the basic formula that everybody's going to give you. You could turn on anything and hear that, you know? And it's like even something that I do when I work on features is kind of how just like I go about making my music, period. I look around, I look at what's around me, I look around at what's there. And like even on a track that you'll send me, I'll look at everything that you did first. And then what I'm going to do, just like in the game around me, bro, is like I'm gonna come and I'm gonna fill in all the pockets that I see. Anything that wasn't tapped into that I see, I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna fill in that space. You know. So water, that Bruce Lee shit. You know what I'm saying? Water fills any space that you put it in. You know, so the flow is like water, man. You know, you just like just aim me, dog, and just show me where to go. You know what I mean? What you want me on? Send it here.
Word.
I got you. I'll figure a way to freak that shit, and it's gonna feel like hip hop. You know what I mean? You know, it's just like that's the vibe that I want to bring. I want to have fun when I'm spitting. You know what I mean? I want it to be a challenge. You know, I want that. Like when I grew up, that's how I learned to rap, bro. By people coming with complex flows, and I'm rapping their song. That's how I learned breath control. You know what I mean? That's how I learned how to freak my voice and go high low. You know, I took music classes, sure, but I knew how to do everything that they taught me in there before I ever got there, just from listening to rap music and just, you know what I'm saying, just go to. If you got 3 people on a song, I learned how to sound like each one of them. You know what I mean? So like I'll rap a song and it was like, yeah, you know, like when the what come on, like I know how to go big and I know how to go meth. You know what I mean? Type shit. You know, it's just like that's how I train myself. So I want to make music like that. You know what I mean? Or else how else the next boy gonna come up and train himself?
Right.
You know? And you see my son, man, when you see my son go,
Steph.
yeah. like you know, you see him, his cadence and his joy, you know he lit. You know what I mean?
Right. So today is Sunday. What about Cypher Sundays? What about Jalliqq Music and Media? You know what I'm saying? Like you wield that camera in the same sort of fashion that you wield that mic and that pen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so you got a lot of stuff going on out here.
Indeed. You know, yeah, man, that was that's something I do, man, and I, you know, we don't really even be talking about a whole lot like that, you know. But yeah, bro, I do the camera shit too. I actually got a degree for it. I shot a couple of Nova's videos actually. Yeah. So, yeah, man, you know, we do that too. We do that too, and it definitely helps when it comes to making, you know, the videos and the content stuff like that.
That's what it is. I be paying attention, G. You understand what I'm saying? Don't too much get by me. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I like that. Like that. You know what I mean? Not all the just cookie cutter questions, you know.
Yeah.
I seen what
So
you thought. I was like, got a picture of me on there holding the camera.
yeah, yeah.
Like, don't
Yeah, that's
nobody.
that's an inspiration, man. That's an inspiration right there. Like you holding it like you holding the rifle, like you hold that microphone. You understand what I'm saying? Like you battle ready. You know what I'm saying? You battle ready. And there's nothing like an artist or a creative that is multi-tiered, multi-layered. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
when you hold that microphone, that's one thing. Then when you hold that camera, that's a whole nother thing. You know what you want to see also. You know
yeah,
where you want to take it and what you want to do with it. So now a cat can't just show up with this $10,000 camera and charge you, $10,000 for a video. You understand what I'm saying? And you like, oh,
right,
all these shots is ass. You
right.
understand what I'm saying? So it's like, all right. So you got
Yeah,
all of this other stuff. So it's a beautiful thing to have that level of versatility and have that level of love too. Because it's like, oh, I got you. No, I got you on this joint right here. Boom, boom, boom. I got
sure.
you on the verse and I got you on the video. Because the
Yeah,
visuals is everything.
yeah, man. And we've been a couple places, man. That's how I seen California. That's how I seen New Orleans. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Those were both joints where Nova was like, "Oh, you do this now?" He like, "All right, bro." And that man drove 3 hours to come to my graduation, nigga.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Watch me graduate with them on there. Shout out to my mans. You know what I
right.
mean? And we had the whole family, bro. I had we was like 20 deep in that graduation, man. Like my
Mm.
people showed out. You know what I mean? From Maryland to PA, New York, everybody came down. You know, so he's like, "Oh, you do this now? All right, well." And it was funny, bro, because we said there was a conversation that we had years ago where he said we need to hit 4 big cities, and he said L.A., Chicago, New Orleans, and New York. I was like, all right, bet. Probably like 2 years went by. I graduated, and then he was like, all right, bet. So I got this lined up. Flies us out to California and shit. And we was out there for just the weekend, bro.
Mm.
And we got 2 music videos and a documentary
Yes.
in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no sleep. We got there, went to
Yeah.
go get weed, got the whip out, filming, everything, chopping
Yeah.
up from the plane, in the plane. The video
Mm.
starts with this nigga on the plane. You know what I'm saying? Walking out the thing, all of that. We getting all of that. You know what I'm saying? Then we did the same thing in New Orleans.
Mm.
And I'm talking like, man, we was walking down Bourbon Street. It's his joint, and we're going down, it's like his joint Unforgettable. Kevin Nova's
Mm-hmm.
Unforgettable. And we're walking down Bourbon Street. He's coming down Bourbon Street rapping, and I'm walking backwards with the rig, bro.
Mm.
Been on Bourbon Street, you know how fucking ridiculous
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the rig, dog. Don't know how, but we managed to get through the whole thing. I'm talking top from where the Walgreens is at, all
Mm-hmm.
the way down to the bottom, bro. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? All the way from end to end, perfectly. You know, and you got people running in and out of the bars and shit. You got police
Yeah.
walking on horses. Probably the craziest one shot I ever took in my life. You know, like shit that you just walking down one trip down NOLA. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And we went out there and did that. And I crashed my drone out that motherfucker, man. And the
Mm.
video, but I got my footage of the Superdome and shit before that happened. But
Mm.
did that joint out there, so we knocked off 2 of them. And then I seen a competition that was for a sit down with Rock Nation. And I
Yeah.
said, bet qualifying round for that was in Chicago. Ain't no nigga, come do this shit with me in Chicago, man. Bet. Get out there, and then we hit Chicago. We win in Chicago, and where does the win from Chicago take us? to fucking New York. You know what I'm saying? So just like that, bro, we did everything just like we said we would. You know what I mean?
Divine timing.
All that shit together. You know?
Yeah.
And we did went out there and, you know, we did, you know, had our meetings with the A&Rs and shit. You know, put some shit down. And, you know, that was about like a year ago. You know? So yeah, man, when it's like when me and him are together, you know, we go by the name Novamir, you know what I mean? And Novamir been making some shit happen lately. You feel me?
Word up. So you got anything lined up project wise that you could talk about that we should expect, and you know, where for people who are listening and who will listen, if they want to stream your music, where's the best place for your music to be found?
Hell yeah. So right now, man, we on you know, SoundCloud, we have Spotify. Most of my joints is on SoundCloud right now. I'm gonna say to expect to release around my birthday this December.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of a project this December. You know, we got the stew going in the crib. So we just working now, you know, we building that up, and then it's just cranking all that shit out from there, you know, but it's all written and ready to rock, you know what I'm saying? So the new project is already on the way, you know, so that's going to be coming this December. And in the meantime, between time, this September, there's the Dream Showcase that's coming at the Dr. Phillips Center, and that's going to be on September 28th. Now, me and Nova both have sets on that, and it's the first time where independent artists is getting their headliner showcase out there, you know. And shout out to DJ Red Tables and the Combine and the Free World Generals, you know what I'm saying, and everybody who was involved in that, and the Dr. Phillips Center and all of that to make that happen. And Uno Song as the headliner, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations for that for her. You know what I mean? And you know, me and Nova is just fucking pleased to even be, you know, be on the ticket of the historic event. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, bro, like it's the Dr. Phillips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the Dr. Phillips, bro. Some Village was just there. You know what I mean? So like we about to go touch that, bro, and it's the first time that anybody of you know what I'm saying, of our chamber is getting that opportunity. So you know, bro, we gotta come with crazy shit start to finish, bro.
Right.
It's gonna be just crazy straight energy. And you know how it is, bro, when everybody is grateful to be where they at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be a night where I'm telling you, my nigga, everybody finna be grateful to be where they at. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be some shit. Me personally, bro, that was on my list. The Kia Center, I'm still coming for you. But you know what I'm saying? We checking Dr. Phillips off. Kia, I'm still coming. But Dr. Phillips, we coming already. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get that motherfucker right there, bro. We gonna do some crazy shit, man. You know,
I'm gonna be in the building, you already know.
And I want to incorporate more of the elements. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say too much. You know what I mean? But you know, if you seen the Master Killer show and you thought that was ill, and you saw the Pintura show and you thought that was ill, bro, I'm taking it to another level, so get the fuck out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it to another level, dog, so get the fuck out here. And the tickets is not crazy, bro. You talking about $20 upper level, $30 lower level type shit. You know what I mean? It ain't crazy to come out and support it, you know? So, and especially it being the first time that it's the opportunity being offered to anybody like us, bro. It's gotta be a success. Niggas gotta show out and support and show that, you know what I mean, it's something that can be successful and repeated, you know what I mean, to keep the opportunity alive for everybody who needs that, you know, that fucking venue, who needs that fucking space, bro. Who needs that opportunity to say, yeah, I did this at the biggest place in Orlando. You know, I took it down. And for everybody out here who's hungry, bro, like, you know what that means. You know, so everybody got to show out. We got to support it, and we got to go crazy in that motherfucker, man. You know, so that everybody can have the opportunities in the future, bro, and the city can eat.
Right. So final words, final thoughts, advice to young creatives, young artists, young content creators, filmmakers, whatever the case may be, and then tell them how to connect with you, where to find you, how to book you, and all of that goodness.
For sure. Hey, man, if I had to give any advice to anybody, bro, don't be afraid to lose, nigga. I swear to God, don't be afraid to lose, because it's going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm only sitting right here, bro. You'd be surprised if I told you how long I had to lose and be overlooked, man. Do not never change your narrative and who you are and how you want to bring what you bring to the table, dog. If motherfuckers ain't with you or understanding at this moment, give them time. People slow. They gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right, bro. Be the fuck you. And hold it down for what you believe in. And eventually, bro, people notice that. And they admire that. You know what I mean? Staying true to yourself is the only way to make it, bro. Only way I know how to be. And, you know, I just wish more people just followed that formula. You know, success is a measurement of your own math. And that's facts. You know? And if anybody want to link, bro, you want to feature, you need a show, anything like that, bro, my tag is universal. Jalliqq Amir, JALLIQQ AMIR. You know, and that's everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit.
Joint went on mute by itself. You know what I'm saying? Jalliqq, man, honest to you, honest to your fam, honest to your vision. You know what I'm saying? Seeing your hunger, seeing your sacrifice. Now I'm celebrating your rewards. You understand what I'm saying? So be in the building. Just let me know what it is. I'm there. You already know what it is.
For sure. All right, man. I'm glad we finally got a chance to chop it up on here, bro.
Right. Yeah, one of many, man. One of many. And I got to get you on Killer Joint. You and Nova, you know what I'm saying? Get that Nova Mir collaboration popping, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, yeah. And expect music on the way. We working. Don't you even worry about that. We working, dog. Cooking.
All right. All right, y'all. We out. Till next time. Peace.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. That in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that. No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the
motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.